Hello, do the trucking. This is gonna be my last video today. Just saw not too long ago, heard about a news story about this COVID relief money. What it's saying that possibly the fraud in it is up to 100 billion from that pandemic relief money, and that was to be expected. You know who got that money? These small businesses, these businesses that applied to that for that relief money, claiming they were trying to stay afloat, pay their workers. Then you got these greedy corporations that got that money that didn't need that money at all to stay afloat because you already had money. That's who got that money. Businesses that didn't need the money and was already afloat. And it didn't need no assistance staying afloat. That's who got that money. But I thought to myself, well, they talking about small businesses and these business and greedy corporations and these fraudsters and all these other people. And I thought to myself, how much of that 100 billion trickled over to the trucking industry? Did any of these trucking companies partake in that? I wonder. Did the greed go over into the trucking industry of that pandemic relief money? Did you receive pandemic money, relief money, to keep your trucking company afloat, claiming you were paying your truck drivers? Because since I've been in the container industry, you seem to have been having problems with loads. So, and I know during the pandemic, when it hit here, no trucker was running. The only ones that was actually working was the food industry, I believe. The reefers, they were running. That was about it. Because I didn't get back to work till damn near the tail end of the year. So, and I'm wondering, 100 billion of pandemic relief. And I remember when I was a trucker, when I got let go from U.S. Express, and I know that had something to do with the pandemic. They told my independent contractors could apply. I actually put in for it. I put in for the application to see if maybe I could get some funds to get me another truck and get back out there, because I was actually working during the pandemic. I was going to work through the pandemic until U.S. Express did to me what they did. First, it looked like my application was going through. Then all of a sudden, it just said denied. And then I thought about that. All this crooked shit going on. I wonder, did you tell me it was denied and somebody else got the money? Because, you know, a lot of that type of shady-ass shit been going on, and all the little weird, ridiculous shit going on with me. I'm wondering, did that go on? Because I didn't get nothing. First, it looked like I was able to, and I remember they had a sign up. It was a big billboard up that independent contractors, you too, can apply for the relief fund. And I lost my job during the COVID pandemic, and I believe the COVID pandemic had something to do with it. Whether that trucking company going to be honest about it or not, because you set me up to turn in my truck down there in Olive Branch, Mississippi. And that's when the COVID was starting, the height of was hitting. And I remember that day that happened, my eye was swole and something else was going on. And I ended up let go. And told to turn in my truck in. And I was an independent contractor. But it's funny how people who really needed the money wasn't able to get the money. But these greedy corporations, these auto industry, I heard got quite a lump sum of money. I heard these the gas stations cleaned up. I've had stories told to me about gas station owners who were receiving $500,000 from pandemic relief money, and then turned around and got another check, and they had got so much money that some of them closed up and hauled ass. They living a life of rich and famous now. True story. That was told to me. But I thought about that. All these fraudsters with that pandemic relief money, what was going on with the trucking industry? Did some of these trucking companies partake in that? Did you receive pandemic relief money to keep your company afloat, tell the government you was using it to pay your drivers? Because since I've been in the industry, you seem to have a lack of freight when I was around. You got rid of me when the COVID was starting. So when I started thinking about how much of that 100 billion is over in the trucking industry. Did these trucking companies take part in that? Did you receive funds for that pandemic relief and you weren't supposed to? You didn't need to, on the pretense that you were trying to stay afloat. You were paying your drivers, all along telling your drivers you didn't have no freight or whatnot, and you were just taking the money and pocketing it. I wonder, from the greedy corporations all the way down to the trucking industry, how many businesses is actually involved in this billion-dollar fraud shit? You know, I don't know, because I'm sitting at home with no load. So I'm just wondering, and I thought about that, and I'm thinking back during the time when the pandemic hit, and I'm trying to remember some shit. I wonder, did the trucking companies take part in that shit too? I'm just saying, because, you know, they doing an investigation. They talking about Secret Service and all this. I wonder how many companies is going to be revealed that's involved in that shit. Are you one of them? It's Dirty Trucking. Talking about that $100 billion stolen for that pandemic relief. Peace out.